All right, welcome back to grammar videos. We are doing chapter 9. It's subject-verb agreement. We have two lessons, chapter 9.1 and 9.2. It's actually a pretty short chapter, so we're going to get through this pretty quickly. The first thing that we need to talk about is subject and verb agreeing in number. And what that means is that a verb must agree with its subject in number. Number refers to whether a word is singular or plural. So a word that refers to one person, place, thing, idea, action, or condition is singular. A word that refers to more than one is plural. That's a review from years past. Singular and plural subjects. Let's take a look at a couple examples. So singular subjects take singular verbs, and that's where that comes in when we talk about agreement and number. So an example, Maria works with her classmates. Now this is tricky because you have your subject, Maria, works, and what we know about singular and plural is that if it ends in an S, it should be plural. That's not correct when we're talking about verbs. When verbs end in an S, they're singular, okay? So Maria singular, works is singular. With her classmates, she, talking about one person, listens carefully to their suggestions. Think about the other way. We wouldn't say she listened carefully to their suggestions because that would be plural. So listens with an S. Plural, the players work together as a team. Players is more than one because of the S at the end of the noun. Work, there's no S, even though it's a plural word, there's no S because it's a verb. And then they listen carefully. They is plural, so listen is going to also be plural. Next is verb phrases. In a verb phrase, it is the first helping verb that agrees with the subject. So a verb phrase is made up of a main verb and one or more helping verbs. So Lou has volunteered for the teen hotline. So our subject is Lou. Our verb phrase is has volunteered. Our helping verb is has, and that's singular, referring to our singular our singular subject, Lou. He is answering calls from troubled kids. He is singular. Is answering calls is our verb phrase. Is the helping verb, and is singular. Now the plural form of that would be were or are. He are answering calls. We know that that's not correct. Callers have asked for help. Callers is plural. Have asked is our verb phrase. Have is plural. Contractions doesn't and don't. Use doesn't with all singular subjects except I and you. Use don't with all plural subjects and with the pronouns I and you. Okay? Examples. Tiffany doesn't attend concerts. Tiffany is a singular subject, so you'd have to have doesn't, because we have up here the rule, doesn't with all singular subjects. You don't like to shop. Think about the opposite. We wouldn't say you doesn't like to shop. You is listed up here, and we would use don't in this situation. Okay, lesson 2. Before we get started on lesson 2, I just want you to jot down your favorite color. We're going to use this for an activity when we get to class tomorrow. So just on your paper, write down your favorite color, and then write 9.2. So you can write it before and then write 9.2. You can have it take up its own line. It doesn't matter. Just write down your favorite color. Lesson 2 is on compound subjects. This is a very short lesson. So compound subject is made up of two or more subjects joined by a conjunction, such as and, or nor. So subjects joined by the word and. A compound subject whose parts are joined by and usually take a plural verb. Example, counselors and employers match people with the right jobs. This can get confusing. Remember we just did the chapter on different types of sentences and compound sentences and compound and complex, and you're looking for conjunctions. This is using and as the subject, so it's not joining the clauses together. So watch out for that. Sometimes a compound subject joined by and refers to a single thing or idea, so a singular verb is used. So example, law and order appeals to some people. So the appeals is our singular verb because we're talking about this as it were one thing. Okay, so I'm going to read that again. A compound subject joined by and refers to a single thing or idea. Law and order, peanut butter and jelly, those types of things. So that's where you're going to have the verb here, the singular verb. Okay, subjects joined by or nor. When the parts of a compound subject are joined by or nor, the verb should agree with the part closest to it. Okay, so let's look at a couple examples. They look very similar. Neither outdoor work nor office tasks suit him very well. Neither office task nor outdoor work suits him very well. Notice the flip-flop of what we're talking about here. Outdoor work nor office tasks. Tasks is plural, so your verb is going to be plural. Here, outdoor work is singular, so your verb is going to be singular. They need to agree, like the previous lesson we talked about. Okay, and that is it for this lesson. You don't need to have, we don't have any practice for it. We're going to look at this together tomorrow in class. Just remember that I asked you to jot down your favorite color, and I hope you have a great night.